Katie.
Hello.
Hello. Formerly with IHG, formerly with KT Creative, which was your creation, and
Myself.
now now you've pivoted to Hokin. Why don't you tell us quickly about your journey? I know you're an unfortunate victim of COVID-19, like so many people in the hospitality space, but real quick, tell us about your journey.
Yeah, well, I definitely think in 3 to 5 years' times, I think I'll be saying COVID was the best thing that ever happened to me, if I can say that. It just gave me time to stop and realign. KT Creative was a very one-on-one business with consulting with hotels, and so our Comboost is allowing me to help the broader market. So through so I'm still hotel and resort digital marketing in terms of an agency service, but the thing for me was how can I help or more people than just the big guys who can afford the agencies. And so that's where we came into the pivot, I guess, is the word of the year, right?
Right.
On digital courses. So hoteliers, a lot of hoteliers are stuck right now. They mightn't have the budgets, or they may have to reduce the staff. Are they getting them back? Are they not? And a lot of people are DIYing. And so a lot of the information out there, the digital courses, they're not relevant to our industry. And it's so hard to apply a digital mythology to when they're giving examples around e-com, which is really popular, or they're giving examples around service-based. So they use a plumber or a hairdresser as an example. And so I take everything in that world and translate it to how is it relevant for us in the accommodation world and what do we do? So that's been my pivot, and it's been really great. And so a Comboost is a two-pronged approach to digital marketing agency for your services if you want them outsourced, and then online courses to help people who need to DIY just really level up their digital marketing.
So how long do you think? See, I struggle with how are hotels going to be able to hire these people back? I just don't. I
Yeah.
mean, it's going to be so tough. Hopefully they can. I know we're seeing a resurgence in the U.S. with travel. Of course, cases are going up. And so we're all just like, you know.
Mm.
But I mean, what do you do? You think they're going to be able to hire people back, or do you think it's going to be a whole lot of more DIY, as you say?
There's two levels. So the chains, the big guys, yes, because they understand that spending marketing is important because the competition's so fierce. If you want to get that booking, what do you got to do? You got to market yourself. So in that level where I play, yes. For the smaller independent chains, maybe not. But that's when it comes to, I guess, not trying to do all the things and focus on what does work and what's important for you right now. So I know a lot of the time we go book direct, book direct, book direct, but maybe right now it's just about getting a booking. And so it is optimizing, the third party channels. It really is figuring out which way, but yeah, there is spend in the bigger market, but for the lower one, I would say it's going to be a lot of DIY. And the thing that I want to call out, and I say this all the time, is you get into the world of digital and there's so many things to do, right? I've got 7 pillars within digital. How is a person who's trying to run the show, answer the phone, check in guests, do all of this? And I always say to them, don't get overwhelmed because every 1% counts. So if you pick one pillar of digital and you're doing, say, 3 of the tasks out of 50 that need to be done, that's still going to count. And you're probably doing more than the person down the road to you who's just not even considering doing digital at all. So I'm a really big ambassador of every single 1% that you do in your digital channels pays off in the long term.
So put yourself in the shoes of a general manager or a hotelier for a small independent that travel is starting to open up. Where are you at? I mean, travel's starting to open up there, right?
Yes, we're allowed.
Where are you
Yeah,
at?
in the next week. I'm in the Gold Coast, Australia.
Okay. So
It's all staycation, locals.
yeah. Here and I guess everywhere. So what do they do?
You really need to come up with an attractive staycation offer because it's only going to be the locals who are staying. Do an audit of your concept and what are you offering. You really need to value add. It is, everyone say, oh, you know, you can't drop your price, but you have to. If that's what the market's doing, you've got to do it as well. But what can you do on property for that value add? And I think the thing is I was encouraging everyone during the quiet time to get their channels sorted. So if they didn't do that, they're behind the ball. But if you think about the customer journey, I mean, especially here in Australia, they're going to find you on the OTAs. So, you know, we can't neglect them. Everything needs to be absolutely spectacular on the OTAs. You really, your best quality content, your best photos, all of that. And they're going to shortlist it to say 3 properties, and then they're going to go to Google and they'll type in the property name. And then this is where you need to focus on, if you are wanting that book direct, when you type in your property name, what's appearing? Do you have your Google My Business? Are your best images there? Is your website ranking? And then let's say they do get onto your website, and so many people think, oh, you know, I want to get the booking. But put your blinders on, follow that process and land on your website. Are you doing the best job possible to get me to book on your website? Because research tells us that they're 80% gonna book, but it's just a matter of where. Are they gonna book on booking.com, Expedia, your website, or something else because of rate parity? So do you have rate parity across all your channels? But then are you incentivizing them on your direct website for them to book there? And this is where I see a lot of hotels go wrong. They want that booking and they bang on about it. But when you get to the website, it's like, well, you're not convincing me to book here. So you will be getting traffic to your website. What can you do now to optimize? Let's say you don't want to spend anything. What are you doing on your website to optimize the people that are there to book, to get more of them? So increase your conversions on your own website. If you were to, like, I don't have any money to spend anything, that's what I would do. I would really focus on the website and have book direct incentives, big, beautiful images. Another one is use of white space. So you get onto the website and it'll be chunks of text, and, you know, get your inspiration from the OTAs. They use icons and they make it really, really easy and digestible content. And so you need to do the same. And it relates back to what I said before. You might be rolling your eyes thinking as if that's going to work, Katie, but it does, because every single 1% on your website will encourage a user to book direct.
All right. Hey, that's some good advice from Katie. Thank you so much for talking with me.